Welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review, episode 146. This reviewing the newest episode of the series, episode 124, which is Dabi's Dance, and the 376 chapter of the manga. This episode adapts from the first page of chapter 280, which was skipped last episode, and adapts from pages 2 to 19 of chapter 289, which is pretty much the rest of the chapter, and it also has some chapters 290 to 291. 291. Yeah, basically, it just adapts almost the finish at one. If it just adapted one, the page is skipped over, so you could say they finished a chapter that they pretty much almost have the whole last episode. Almost entire chapter this episode in two full chapters. Yeah. Now you might ask, what happened this episode? Well, here's what happens. Well, let's start with Himiko and Ochaku, where we pick up where we left off last time, where they're fighting in the heart with a knife. And, of course, they get into a brawl. And during the fight, Ochaku's pocket, little pouch opens up, and the gift from Deku that she got during the Christmas exchange falls out. Himiko basically just bites on it briefly to have it. Doesn't leave anything there. Just bites it briefly like a little brush, and just has a little. And of course, Giant Makia decides to rampage, knocking over a freaking cabinet. Before this, Frappy shows like completely out of nowhere. Yep, and just basically just shoots away Himiko Toga. By the way, we even see here in this episode Ochaku yelling. I'm sure probably Lucy is probably yelling in the microphone when she's doing this scene. I'm sure she is. But, and of course Toga leaves. And of course Frappy says her line from seeing that from the manga where Toga's like, "Oh hi Sue," and of course Frappy's like, I told you only my friends can call me Sue. Yep. But the way the episode starts is quite interesting. We see this plane flying as fast as it can, carrying something on it, and also a person who is obviously Best Jeanist. Yeah, seriously. They do a terrible job hiding him. It is so obvious. Even if you can't see his face, you see the BJ on his belt. He's wearing blue and gold. It's freaking Best Jeanist. In the manga, they actually did a very good job hiding him. In the anime, they did not hide him. It was so obvious he'd show up here. So, meanwhile, though, where Ingenium, along with Nezuri-chan, finally, their group finally arrived to help out Endeavor. Endeavor's cooling down. And then Giant Makia finally shows up after he picks up Himiko Toga. And then, of course, Dabi reveals his plan. Yeah, he reveals the dastardly secret that he's kept in even his own league. He just takes a bottle, pours it on his head, reveals that the black hair he's had since his debut is in fact dyed. His hair is actually white. And he's like, Dabi. And of course, Dabi even points out, obvious, says this. Don't talk like you barely know each other. You know me full well by my actual name, Toya. As in the guy who apparently died here as part of the series. They do give an explanation for this, where during a training that Endeavor and Tori went on, apparently Toya was declared dead after a humongous fire. Also, apparently, this is something they didn't really show me much in the manga, because it's black and white. Apparently, Toya's original hair was red. Yeah, seriously, it was red. Like Endeavor's hair. But it's revealed by the series that Toya only inherited his father's quirk. This is something I also think is quite weird, though. In the flashback, his fire is, well, normal red. Like reddish orange. In present day, it's blue. Do not know the reason for that. Yeah, this is something that the series never has explained. Like, why is it Dabi's flame in flashback is the same color as his father's, and yet present day it's blue? Who the heck frickin' knows? And of course, also that apparently Endeavor, the whole thing, like I mentioned what was new before, that he basically forces, he kind of blackmailed, he kind of basically coerced his in-laws to marry his wife, which the viewers have known that for years. And of course, having siblings, and of course, the two younger siblings only inheriting the mother's quirk, but not both quirks. That's never wanted, and of course, Shuda was the one who inherited it. Of course, they were talking about the fact that his mother basically poured a pot of hot water on his face, on his eye, which, according to him, according to Shudo, he does not blame his mother for that. She not had no malice behind it. It was due to their father, Endeavor, who's a jerk, and he's trying to basically make up for his past mistakes. And then we see this weird thing happening where Tori's revealing, though, that he's actually Endeavor's son. He apparently uploaded an edited video to the internet where he shows the fact that he is Endeavor's son, the fact that the whole thing with the heroes, the whole like criticism toward them, that this revelation by Dabi lays the groundwork for the remaining arcs of the manga, which also leads to a bad negative reputation that the heroes get right after this arc wraps up. Where also like half the heroes, like 50% of the heroes seeing the series just up or retire because they can't stand negative reputation. Yeah, they're just fed up with this. They just up or retire. That's what happens afterwards. So he reveals all the, and the fact that Hawks is the fact the son of a known criminal, the fact that they never knew this and kept it a secret. Yep. Yeah, causes the hypocrisy of the heroes, the fact all the destruction going on, and basically lays the groundwork. We also see the number one Endeavor fan from season 4, or I believe season 4, who once again, for the third time in the series, is played by Todd Heppercorn. Interesting to see his character again. I don't think he appeared after this. I think he's sort of like a know-it-all fan. I'm trying to find the character's name. Yeah, here it is. Hiroshi Timida. Yeah. Yeah, and in case you're curious, though, this very minor character in the series, who's appeared a few times since his debut, his last appearance in the series was back in chapter 306, which I believe was like the finale for this particular arc. Yeah, it was like the finale for this particular arc. It was like the last chapter of this arc. And if you're curious, though, I would hell look at this guys. By the most recent episode aired just a few days ago, they only just got to chapter 295. Yeah, 295. Thinking, really? Yeah, really. Yeah, that's as far as I got with it, but I gotta say, damn good episode. Oh yeah, was there anything else? Oh yeah, basically that after the whole thing with relation, the collectors start the fighting, and then the episode ends with Best Genius showing up. Like, sorry I'm late. And that's the episode. Love it. Can't wait for the next episode. Which air technically on Saturday, but I'm hoping for Sunday. Alright, now I move on to new chapter manga, chapter 276, which is called On Knife's Edge. Starts off with this 2-page cover spread. Yeah. Which in the cover we have Endeavor, Kaminari, Ingenium, Bakudo, Shudo, Endeavor, Eraserhead. I think that's supposed to be a Chaku there, maybe. Yeah, I think it's Chaku. Deku, Red Riot, and can't tell the other one is. So we start off with Ochaku, where she is fighting Toga. Yep, she's fighting Toga in this chapter. And of course she's here with Froppy and the Wild Wild Pussycats. And of course Toyomi, who actually was in the episode briefly, forgot to mention it. And of course Earphone Jack is here as well. Yeah, in fact, her ear got knocked off. So, and then we cut to Endeavor, same battle, where he's fighting Toya, who's basically burning up, worse than he was in the anime. Oh, by the way, the exchange was worse in the anime, where they talk like, I think in the manga you say it was unsettling. In the anime you say it was gross. Yeah, they changed up his dialogue, which, well, I got to admit that was. I don't think anyone would basically criticize Funimation for making that change. Purely because it does fit what was in the manga. So, no complaint from me from that. I know people don't like when the Funimation changes stuff, dialogue-wise, for apparently no reason. But I think that was fine, in my opinion. So, and then of course we see the whole line stuff that the maybe last episode, these weird line grid. And of course we have Hawks here. And they're basically trying to battle the people. Trying to stop his son. And he's like, after all, you're already losing. We already lost one number. And of course Shudo's here too. He says, after all, we already lost one number one. You have any duty? Splitting hairs. Duty. This time around, I'm really seeing you. And that's the chapter. It's really quick. Keeping this chapter was only 11 pages. You thinking, really? Yeah. Only 11 pages. Don't know why it's 11 pages for, but it is. It's kind of weird. Yep. I'm going to give this chapter roughly. It's a good chapter, but I kind of feel as though basically there was not enough time to tell the story here. I'm going to give it 8.5. I kind of wish this was actually longer. I kind of wish this was the normal, 19-page length. But no, this is only 11 freaking... if you take out the cover page, the other page, you take out, the first few pages, this chapter is roughly only 9 pages. It's really short for no reason. Yep. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here and move on to Comic Corner. That's probably it for tonight. And in case you wonder about Chainsaw Man, well, I checked yesterday, checked today, still new episodes still not uploaded yet for some reason. I do not know the reason for this. It's the third anime I come across that this. First was Case Closed, and then Spy X Family. Now apparently it's Chainsaw Man's turn. I mean, what's next? Welcome to Demon School Emercon? Or even Baruto? Who the heck knows, okay? But thanks for the Comic Corner in the next video. Bye.